All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me this fine morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this video. This is my collection tour. I'm WillFoxification. Thank you guys again so much for joining me. I'm just giving you another quick scan of the room here before we get started. This is actually sort of a live collection tour, so to speak. I'm actually going to go over everything in this room and just showcase everything one by one and just kind of explain where I got it, what it means to me, and so forth. So these are Magic cases that you're seeing, these statue Magic cases that we'll start with. These are actually mostly, if not all, customs, I believe. So what you can see here, they're mostly like max 140s and max 150s with slight adjustments here and there to fit the items that I knew I would have in my collection. That said, let me actually reduce the lighting just a little bit. I have a dimmer here, and that'll actually reduce the amount of glare that we're getting. So let's start with the statue tour right now. So this is actually the Prime 1 Pennywise. It is half scale, and you can see here a lot of amazing detail. Look at the base. You can see Georgie's hand coming out of the water. Look at that. You got the ship, the little boat, the paper boat, that is actually magnetic, and magnets, it slots right in over there. There's the water and the sewer. Georgie's hand, you just kind of slot right in there. Pennywise is half scale. He's about 45 inches tall plus the balloon. So when you add in the balloon, he fits pretty nicely. This case is 59 inches in height. I will do a Magic case video explaining all these cases and my experience overall, but that will be a separate video, so be on the lookout for that sometime in the near future. But Pennywise, half scale. Let's take a look at that head sculpt one more time. The hair is rooted, so you can mess with it. I have combed it and messed with it quite a bit. It looks better in person than it does on camera, but geez, is this one of the best head sculpts I've ever seen from a half scale or really any statue. I said, let's go up. This is our video game level. So as of now, we have Darth Revan from Knights of the Old Republic. This is actually XM Studios, and I'll zoom in a little bit here. I forgot that I can zoom in easily with this, but yeah, you can see the XM Studios Revan. It's actually a sculpted piece. It does light up at the base, which I forgot to do prior to shooting this video. However, the base does light up. You click a little button on the side, and it lights up white at the bottom. You can see all the amazing details. It has swap outs. You can put both lightsabers in his hand. You can put the red lightsaber on him along with the purple. He looks better up higher. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see. He is kind of going left. He's in a dynamic sort of fight pose. Yeah, looks really, really great. He's part of my video game display, and I love him being up here. Eventually, Prime 1, Joel and Ellie will probably be up here, and Revan will probably be moved somewhere. But for now, he looks fantastic. Guys, Prime 1 Jin Sakai. Everyone who's followed my channel for a while knows how much I love Ghost of Tsushima. It's either my second or third favorite video game of all time. So yeah, I'm absolutely a huge fan of Jin Sakai, the character, and what Sucker Punch did with the overall game. The story is incredible, super emotional, a lot to digest there about revenge and defending your homeland and honor and just family, so much going on there. This statue is stunning, an absolute grail in every sense of the word. This is not one that I really ever consider selling. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. That said, let's move over to the next part of the video game section. You can see here we have Kratos and Baldur from God of War, the game that came out, I believe in like 2018, something like that. So this is a Dio piece. So you have to get Kratos and Atreus separate. They were their own piece, I think for maybe like 1,400, and then Baldur was his own separate piece for about 1,200. And with Baldur's exclusive version, you get the God of War logo that goes in between. These pieces together are stunning. It may surprise you to hear that I actually ordered Baldur first. I really, really loved Baldur in the game. I actually like him a little bit more than Thor. As amazing as Thor is, I love Baldur. I just thought he was so unpredictable and crazy and awesome and just put off some badass fight scenes. So you can see here the broods into the statue that are built in. So many pieces. I did a live unboxing of this Baldur way back. Oh my God. You guys should watch that. It was very, very challenging to put together live, but I got through it with the assistance of my co-hosts and panelists, and it was great. Kratos wasn't as bad to assemble. He does have the Blades of Chaos that you can swap on him. However, I think it looks better with the Dio, with the shield. It's kind of built to have the shield and the Leviathan axe. So the Blades of Chaos are dope. But yeah, you can see Mimir, he's kind of hiding back in there. Mimir does light up in the eyes, pretty dope there. But yeah, nice video game display. This Dio, This is maybe my favorite thing in my collection. It's certainly up there. It's certainly in the top 3. These two put together is just stunning. I can't wait to see what Prime 1 does for God of War Ragnarok. However, with Baldur and Kratos, it's going to be hard to top that. So yeah, this video game, you guys know I love my video games. So this video game level is going to be super, super important to me up here. But yeah, I mean, we'll have Joel and Ellie probably right over here somewhere. Maybe if I can still fit Revan in there, we'll keep him maybe to over there. But Revan will probably stay in the collection for sure. I just love Revan too much. He's just an amazing character. Can't wait to see the remake if they ever make it. That said, let's move down. So you can see here, this is actually, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. This is the Prime 1 Sauron from The Lord of the Rings. You can see here, the base is Mordor, essentially lava. And you got like elven helmets, and you can see me crawling in the glass, by the way. Elven helmets and shields and swords, and just Sauron is getting bodies. He's dropping bodies left and right. You can see his mace here is huge. You can see the detailing in the helmet and just the armor. Look at that. Look at the detailing and the paint apps and the sculpting there. Holy shit, dude. This thing is so incredible, and it's massive and heavy as fuck. It's so heavy. It's like 70 to 75 pounds. So when you try to lift this thing, dear God, please maybe have someone with you or take it apart beforehand. But you can see the details there. Just incredible. You can see the ring, the one ring right there, the detailing in the helmet. This is a quarter scale statue, quarter scale. And Sauron is almost the size of half scale Pennywise, and he is quarter scale. That shows you how massive Sauron is. This is actually Sauron's finger that it was cut off. I believe it was by, I think it's Isildur. Isildur, yeah, I always forget his name. Isildur, but he's not really in the film that much, but Isildur is the one who cut off Sauron's finger. So yeah, that is there with the ring, and you can see that. All right, guys, so this is going to be the 1/6 Game of Thrones display. So what you can see here, this is the Threezero Drogon. Only 144 of these were made. You can see the base here. It actually gives you I guess skeletons or bones, I guess you would describe them as, that you can sort of scatter around the base however you would like. I just kind of toss them around, which Drogon wouldn't really be organized with the bones of the animals and the prey that he was getting. So yeah, that's about the gist of it. So this Threezero Drogon is so cool. At one point I was considering not picking it up, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this bad boy. He's too cool. I'm too big of a Game of Thrones fan. Yes, I did not like season 8. It was not my favorite. I thought it kind of ruined parts of the show. It did not ruin the entire show for me. I still think Game of Thrones is one of the best shows ever made. It just has a horrible ending in my opinion. That said, Drogon is a big boy, and a lot of my cases in terms of the depth were built around Drogon because I knew Drogon was going to be a center point of my collection. So yeah, huge piece. He's like 30 inches in depth, as you can see back there. He goes pretty deep into the case. So yeah, I needed something that would fit him comfortably. This is actually the Beast Kingdom Iron Throne. Really, really good piece. They made a ton of these though. They made like, I think 3,000 of them. So they are out there and pretty readily available, and they were discounted pretty significantly, but it's actually a really nice piece. I did a review on my channel that you guys can see, a quick review that showcases the piece in itself, but it's even numbered. You can see here, there's like, on the little piece right there, it's hard to tell, but it's written with the Iron Throne and sort of the edition number and stuff like that. So eventually, in 2029, when InArt releases their Game of Thrones figures, I am going to put them right near Drogon and the Iron Throne. So we're probably gonna have Danny right here, John, and I'm probably gonna get the Threezero Jamie to put in here, but Game of Thrones will be this specific case. For now, it's Drogon and the Iron Throne, but I am waiting for InArt. I know people love to hear that. I am waiting officially for InArt though. Okay guys, let's move to the 6 scale cases. Let's do that. So we're gonna start with Star Wars up top here. Let's give a brief scan of Star Wars. And one thing with Modicase is you really need to measure, because sometimes you're gonna realize you had less space in your case than you originally thought that you would. That said, let's start from left to right. We have here BB-8 and The Force Awakens Rey. This is, guys, my love for The Force Awakens knows no bounds. Everyone knows it's my favorite Star Wars film. So Rey was an important part of that, obviously. So Force Awakens Rey with BB-8, great set there. I hope they update her figure at some point. The head sculpt does look a little bit dated. However, I do still love the figure nonetheless. This is Chrome Mando. Chrome Mando is one that was actually released by Hot Toys somewhat recently. Really, really nice figure. Comes with Grogu the child, of course. But yeah, I got him posing with the Beskar spear. You can do a lot of different things with him. He comes with a lot of accessories. His blaster is such an integral part of his character that I'm just like, you know what, Mando, gotta have him with that. Gotta have him with the blaster. You can see here, this is Durasteel Mando, and he actually has the chrome Mando helmet. I picked one up from another collector who was selling them on eBay at one point. The chrome helmet just does so much for the figure. The original helmet was kind of dull. This chrome one is just so much more shiny and it just pops. So I love the base with that Durasteel Mando figure. It's the sand base, but it has like sort of a Stormtrooper helmet on a spike. Really, really cool. Really love that. Okay, we got the Force Awakens R2-D2. Sorry if my stuff gets a little bit shaky here. I'm using a gimbal, but you know, it's still time to lift up and talk about this. So we got R2-D2 there, this Force Awakens. I knew I needed an R2 in my collection. I've had this one for a while. I still plan to get the C-3PO from Hot Toys whenever it releases, but I gotta find a way to make room. This is, of course, the Dark Side Anakin from Revenge of the Sith, Hot Toys. Absolutely love this figure, guys. You cannot go wrong with this Anakin. It's absolutely incredible. And the base, of course, is one of the best parts. It's a little bit hidden back there, but you can see it's a lava base that does light up from Revenge of the Sith. This is actually Darth Vader from The Empire Strikes Back, Episode 5. So this base actually lights up as well. It's a really cool diorama base meant to replicate the Cloud City duel between Luke and Vader on Bespin. Really, really dope figure. That is Luke Skywalker in the back. That is Mando Luke, and it's a really tough decision to decide put the hood on him or not, but I actually really love this head sculpt, and I just don't want to put the hood on him for that reason. So I've been just really using my Luke without the hood on because I really just like that head sculpt. By the way, one thing with Magic cases, which I will talk to you guys about, I clean these acrylic panels extensively. I clean them 2 or 3 different times now completely, and I still have a little bit of issues from here and there, and I just think you're just gonna have to deal with that. It's acrylic, it's just how it works. It tends to catch things and fingerprints and so forth, but it still looks great. That said, this is Kylo Ren from The Rise of Skywalker. You can see here with the cracked Red Lines helmet. And yeah, I just know Kylo Ren is one of my favorite characters in all of anything, especially Star Wars. So I knew that he would need to be up front and center for me. So yeah, really, really love him. Really love this Kylo Ren. You can see here, there's the Dark Trooper behind Kylo, the one that Luke destroyed that comes with the DX Luke. Love that one. This is the Rise of Skywalker Rey. I love this Rey. The head sculpt is not perfect, but it is the best Rey that has been done thus far. So for me, I'm pretty happy with it. And like I said, I really like the white and the yellow saber, and there's Dio, of course. But yeah, this Rey is actually a really cool design, and I just love the character of Rey myself. So really excited to see more of her, to be honest. These are Praetorian Guards. We got a double blade and a heavy blade Praetorian Guard. My Praetorian Guard in the middle there, you can see he has the whip. I just love when he pulls out the whip in the fight in The Last Jedi. I'm not a huge Last Jedi fan, but I like it overall. It's just not my favorite. But Praetorian Guard with the double blade, you can see they're standing there looking menacing. Really, really love those Praetorian Guards. They just pop in a shelf. Look at the wide shot. Look at the wide shot of all these figures, and look how that red just pops, right? That red just grabs your attention. Absolutely love it. So this is Kylo Ren, The Force Awakens. Of course, he's in a force grabbing or stopping pose. Absolutely love this Kylo Ren. This is, honestly, Kylo Ren's one of my favorite characters, so this is probably one of my favorite Hot Toys that I own, just because of this iconic look and how important this character is for me, and how important this film was for me as a Star Wars fan. That said, this is actually a melted Darth Vader helmet, and it's actually made by Ox Daddy himself of Collecting Weekly. So shout out to Collecting Weekly, those amazing guys over there, and shout out to Zach, Ox Daddy, Ox Father himself, who made this for me, and this is phenomenal, and I just have it by my Kylo Ren, because it's just a really, really beautiful accessory to put next to Kylo. Maybe I'll get an acrylic pedestal at some point to put next to him, but we'll see. This is actually Darth Maul. Darth Maul from The Phantom Menace. Absolutely love this. I actually went on a live stream recently, my own, and said that this is the best Star Wars Hot Toy ever made. I think I stand by that. This Darth Maul Hot Toys is just incredible. I love the head sculpt. Maybe he's slightly not as red as he should be. However, the presence of this figure is just phenomenal. He does take up a lot of space though, so build that into your display plans because that lightsaber is massive. And I got him in a dynamic sort of fighting pose there. Maybe I'll change that at some point. But he just takes up a lot of space. This is Count Dooku. I believe it's Attack of the Clones Count Dooku, but either way, same Count Dooku either way. This is one of the best head sculpts I've ever seen, to be honest. This head sculpt is just phenomenal in every sense. This, yeah, is just absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. This Count Dooku, I really like Count Dooku as a character. I really enjoyed him in the prequel trilogy. I just think he has a really cool design. He's super badass. Christopher Lee is just cool as shit. So yeah, this head sculpt really captures his likeness pretty effectively. This is Attack of the Clones Yoda, of course, an amazing figure. Everyone needs a Yoda if you're a Star Wars fan. This is the best Yoda, in my opinion, that's ever been done. So yeah, I really, really love that. I know you can tell I'm a base guy, but with Yoda, you don't really need a base. He's so tiny, his feet are against the ground. He ain't going anywhere. Yoda's awesome, absolutely awesome. Okay, let's continue down the case. We're gonna go right to left. This is the Marvel case. So on the second level, we have the Marvel figures. You can see Wenwu in suit here. This was an exclusive. Only 300 were made. He comes with the box with the 10 rings inside. Absolutely love that. Be careful with those chains. I swear to God, that thing can break so easily. So be very gentle. Shout out to Mr. Bob Dylan who helped me repair mine. It is as good as new and perfect as ever. So here it is, head sculpt, same head sculpt as the other Wenwu figure. You get the rings, you get swappable arms. They did not cover the joints, but I found a way to kind of cleverly sort of pose them away. So yeah, it's a dope figure. You can see here, this is the Venom bust. I put the regular Venom head on there. I didn't think I would use this, but this is the Venom head that comes with Carnage, the DX option. And this Venom figure is just awesome. This is probably one of the figures that I was most wrong on when it originally released. 'Cause I was like, oh, it's kind of like a big Marvel Legends or Hasbro, whatever, you know. But when you look at this Venom figure, it's actually a super, super phenomenal figure. So yeah, look at that head sculpt, guys. Oh my God, it's incredible. Captures Tom Hardy and Venom simultaneously somehow. This is Spider-Man. This is the movie promo Spider-Man from Far From Home. It's really the Civil War / Homecoming tech suit, the Stark suit. Yeah, really, really dope figure. But I really like this one. This one, I needed a Tom Holland Spider-Man. He's my favorite Spider-Man, and this is my favorite suit for him. Besides the new red and blue suit, however, I'm just waiting out for that one. I'll probably hold on to this one until that one comes out, and then I'll maybe do a swap. This is Wenwu, Mr. Wenwu himself, Tony Leung. You can see this is the combat suit from Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is one of my favorite films ever, not just favorite Marvel films. Probably in my top 10 films of all time. I absolutely thought Shang-Chi was just phenomenal in every sense of the word. So you can see here, got him in a cool pose, bringing the rings back to him and then making a fist on the other side. You can see Carnage in the back here, possibly the best, most shelf presence demanding hot toy that has ever been produced. This Carnage is just phenomenal, massive, huge, texture, red, exciting, just amazing all around. You can see Shang-Chi, Simu Liu here, and this is just an amazing, super underrated figure. Yes, the chest is a little bit of a problem. Pose him similar to this though, and you would never be able to tell or even notice in person. On camera, it looks a little bit more like you can tell, but I promise you in person with the chest, if you pose him a certain way like this, pose him sideways, whatever, you'll never look at it, you'll never be able to tell. Love the base, love the flame, ring effects, it's awesome. This is the Mark 7 from Avengers 1. This is my favorite Iron Man suit, so of course I got him in a flight pose in the back. I absolutely love this Iron Man. It's my favorite Iron Man still, probably. The Mark 7 is just such an iconic suit. Avengers 1 is what made me a nerd, really, and a Marvel fan, so Loki involved in that. This is Endgame Captain America. I got him holding Mjolnir with the dirty shield. The cracked shield is nice, but I elected to go with the dirty one. I just think it, gives Cap a more cohesive look, so I decided to go with that version for Endgame Cap. You can see here, this is the Iron Man from Endgame Battle Damage Mark 85, and the iconic snapping pose on the stone base. This figure is just awesome. So here's Thanos from Infinity War, one of the most underrated hot toys I think that has ever been produced. Absolutely love this figure. Head sculpt is, bar none, one of the best. I mean, that captures Thanos to a T. The gauntlet does light up, but it has those smaller little batteries. Not exactly ideal, so yeah, it's pretty dope. But still love this Thanos. This is the iconic Thanos to me. This is the definitive version to me. That said, this is the Infinity War Thor. Again, the definitive version of Thor. This was Thor at his strongest, in my opinion. Infinity War is the most iconic moment for Thor, in my opinion, when he shows up in Wakanda. So this is sort of representation of that when he shows up and he's landing there just waiting to say, bring me Thanos. So I got this, as you can see, this Thor here right in this sort of, Infinity Saga display. Endgame Loki, the Grail to rule all grails. This head sculpt is not as bad in person as people say, especially with the helmet on. I think it's phenomenal, has a phenomenal presence. The tailoring is fantastic. The helmet is amazing. The tailoring, guys, this is one of my favorite collectibles that I own, bar none, because it's Loki and it's his iconic look, and I just love Endgame and Loki. Killmonger, super underrated figure. I'm not sure why this has not reached Grail status. This figure is so good. It has so much presence on the shelf. The head sculpt is great, and I don't even use it because I just love the presence of the Killmonger mask and the Killmonger suit. This figure is just fantastic. I am saving space for T'Challa right back in there next to Thanos behind Thor and Loki. That Civil War 2.0 T'Challa, the Black Panther, can't wait to see that. So before we move to our next shelf, let's give a wide look again. There's the Star Wars case. You can see all the figures left to right. There is the Marvel case. You can see all the figures left to right. There's a little bit of room in the Marvel display still, not much, but there's a little bit of room left, and Star Wars is looking pretty full. So yeah, don't want to cram everyone in there. That said, let's move on to our next display, TV and movies. TV and movies, guys. So you can see, starting here left to right, we have the So-So Toys Invincible. I actually really love this this show, and of course, I love this figure. I had never owned a So-So figure before this one, and when I got this one in hand, I was like, damn, this thing is actually really, really nice. And it is, I promise you guys. This is the bloody effects that you can put on him. You can put the clean effects on him as well, but I just think the bloody effects have so much presence. I got a standard base for now. I am not using that waist, the waist grabber basically. It'll fuck up the fabric, no doubt about it. So not gonna do it, but this Invincible is great. I highly recommend you check it out and give it a look. I've already dedicated some space for my boy Pennywise. That is the Hot Toys base, and I'll be getting 2 InArt Pennywises from Hot Toys. One with the InArt base over there, one with the Hot Toys base there, and I'll have the 2 different head sculpts on there. So Pennywise will have his own dedicated space. You can see here we have our Dark Knight display. I currently do not have a Batman because I'm either waiting for InArt or I will pick up the Armory Batman from Hot Toys when it releases. That said, we have Two-Face for now, one of the most underrated Hot Toys ever made. Look at the detail on that head sculpt, the detail on the suit. The tailoring is just phenomenal. This figure is fantastic. If you have a Dark Knight display, do not sleep on this figure. It is just absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to get the rest of the figures from the Dark Knight line. So you can see here, this is actually Joker, InArt Joker, the 2-pack, the Rooted Deluxe. This is the Joker in the police station. You can see here clapping on the bench. And yeah, this is a really, really beautiful piece. The bench and the jail cell bars fit perfectly in this standard modular case. So if you get a 6-scale 165 case, this will fit, and it looks fantastic. So guys, love this InArt Joker. You can see here, we have the other part of the InArt Joker, the second part of the 2-pack. You can see you're holding the card, looking menacing. I have a custom base I got from eBay with the money scattered around. I do not trust the magnetic base, so I will not be using it. This is Hot Toys Jack Sparrow. Guys, one of the most amazing Hot Toys figures I've ever seen. Look at that head sculpt. I mean, come on, that's Jack Sparrow. That's Johnny Depp, right? And the base, look at that, with the shark and the flag and the cannon, and you get the black pearl in the bottle there. Dude, absolutely incredible. I'm a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan. I grew up watching the Pirates film a ton. I actually really love the second one. I love the first Pirates, the first 2, really. Those are my favorite, but I really loved most of them, to all of them, to be honest. But I love Jack Sparrow, so I'm happy to have him. And of course, I'm a huge, huge Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, and of course a huge Terminator 1 and 2, but mostly Terminator 2 fan. You can see here, this is the DX-13, the battle damage Terminator from Terminator 2. I do hope Hot Toys or InArt or someone tackles this figure again so other collectors can get it, and so I can get a new one. However, this figure is an absolute grail, bar none. So there is the movie and TV show case. Still plenty of room to add things. You can see Dark Knight will be taking up most of the space, but I got some plans. So Rome wasn't built in a day. So yeah, we're gonna add some more figures to that one. And finally, to our last 6-scale case, we are going to be adding the showcasing the video game case. You can see here, this is actually, I believe it's the Long Jin Shao, something like that. It's a horse actually meant to replicate the horse from Westworld from the Man in Black. That's actually where I got it. I got it from Big Bad, but it's a beautiful black horse. You can see here, this is Arthur Morgan from Lim Toys. Guys, this figure took 84 years to release, but it did come out absolutely beautiful. And so if you pre-order Lim Toys figures, Nathan Drake, the eventual Last of Us figures, just be aware it's going to take at least a couple years for you to get it in hand, but the quality is going to be amazing. The amount of accessories that you get and the amount of detail and everything, and including the head sculpt with Arthur, is just stunning. This figure is fantastic. If you're a Red Dead fan, be on the lookout for this if it pops up on retailers' websites. It's a beautiful figure. Possibly my favorite figure in my collection, the Game Toys Sephiroth. I think this is the best third-party figure that has ever been produced in 1/6 scale. Game Toy Sephiroth is absolutely stunning. I got him on a display cube because his sword is so long that it's just gonna hit the floor if you don't put him in a higher up pose. So yeah, absolutely amazing, stunning figure, beautiful likeness, beautiful tailoring, and just honestly, just fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about this figure. So much presence, tall. It's actually a die-cast sword, so it's kind of heavy, but yeah, it's just amazing. It's amazing, stunning figure. And more Game Toys, Final Fantasy figure here. You can see here, this is the Game Toys Zack Fair. I had actually never played Crisis Core until like maybe a couple months ago. And I pre-ordered this figure because I love Final Fantasy VII, especially the remake. And I was like, I'm gonna get Zack because I just think Zack looks dope. And I had never really done that before because I usually collect based on emotional connection. And I was like, well, let me play Crisis Core and then make sure I'm good. I played Crisis Core, I loved Zack, really liked Crisis Core, I thought it was great. It wasn't really, it was like a remaster kind of, but it's a good game nonetheless, just feels a little bit dated, but Zack as a character is amazing. I believe this is the VS Toys Red 13. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see him a little bit better. It's actually rooted hair, so it was like a simple statue, a 1/6 scale Red 13 statue for like 60, 70 bucks, and it works quite well with the rest of the Final Fantasy figures, so it works great. This is the Game Toys Cloud Strife. Absolutely love this figure. Another one of the best third-party figures that have ever been produced. And this comes with his famous bike from Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Hardy Daytona. So absolutely love this bike, has a ton of presence, and it goes well with the Final Fantasy line that I have going on there. That said, let's move on as I scoot across the floor here to our other figures. This is the Mortal Kombat line from Storm Collectibles. You have Sub-Zero here holding a bloody skeleton and making a frozen ice ball to shoot at his enemy with a custom base I got on eBay. And of course, Scorpion with his bloody kunai making a scene there as well. Absolutely love these figures. The joints are visible, not. If you hide them appropriately though, you can see here, you can barely even tell, if at all, that they're there when you pose them correctly and just hide them. You move the arm sleeves up to the top and then you bend the arms and you're good, no visible joints. This is the Pop Toys Scorpion. Absolutely love this figure from the Mortal Kombat film. Yeah, guys, that is a figure you should not sleep on. Pick that one up. It's die cast all the way on the armor parts. The swords are die cast. It is a heavy boy, but a stunning figure nonetheless. This is actually a CC Toys clicker. It's obviously from The Last of Us. It was customized by my friend Richard. Shout out to my friend Richard who helps me do a lot of this stuff. Could not do this without him. But yeah, it's a beautiful head sculpt. And then my friend obviously went through and did some customization on the bloodiness and the tattering and the weathering and just made it look real grimy and crazy. So I'm gonna be using that for my Last of Us display when I eventually get Last of Us figures. So that said, let's zoom all the way out. Let's look at these cases one more time. You can see here, here's a wide shot, video game and movie and TV shows. Then we got Marvel, and then of course we have Star Wars, and you can see all the lighting there. That said, guys, let's keep it moving. Let's move to the art print wall, and let me turn the lights back on actually, because we are going to need to see a little bit better. So with that, there we go. Okay, shout out to my friend Carlos for giving me the idea for the art print wall. I had all these beautiful art prints, wasn't sure how I was gonna display them, and he helped give me some ideas. This is actually Cook and Becker. So if you're looking for Cook and Becker, or video game art prints rather, check out Cook and Becker. It doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't get any more high quality and limited edition than them. This is Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima. The art print is called Jin's Horse Nobu. It's just a stunning print. So glad I have it. And this is one of the grails to rule all grails. This is The Last of Us Part 2 Ellie. The print is called Duality Day, and it's from Cook and Becker. I got it framed recently. Guys, this was so difficult to find, this print. It's absolutely stunning. It's amazing. I cannot say enough good things about it. Shout out to Beth. If you're ever in Maryland, Keepsake Framing is where you want to get your stuff framed. Absolutely love that. This is actually a print from Sideshow. I believe the artist was named Richard Leung, something like that. It's a Kylo Ren art print, obviously from The Rise of Skywalker. You can see the Darth Vader sort of silhouette helmet in the back there. It's stunning. This is actually Ruiz Burgos, art print of Darth Maul. I just think this is one of the most stunning drawings I've ever seen, personally. I absolutely love Darth Maul as a character. I think he's one of my favorites. And this print just captures him so beautifully. I love Ruiz Burgos' work. So this is sort of my my display center for props and helmets and life-size things like that. So you can see here, this is actually the I never know if I'm pronouncing their name correctly, but this is the Denuo Novo Kylo Ren, The Rise of Skywalker helmet. So you can see this thing is beautiful. Look at the details in the chroming and the paint applications and the weathering. The cracks are actually painted on so they don't light up, but they look beautiful nonetheless. This helmet is stunning, and I really, really love what the new Novo, kind of a Novos 2.0, what they've done here. I got it behind an acrylic cube I picked up a long time ago, and I got it lit with some wireless LED lights. This is the Novos, now the new Novo, Kylo Ren helmet from The Force Awakens. You can see here again, just amazing detailing in the weathering and the paint apps. This is a 1-to-1 life-size wearable helmet. They both are. So they are taken from the screen-used helmets and sort of scanned and recreated extremely faithfully. So yeah, absolutely love it. Finally, this is the EFX Darth Vader helmet from A New Hope. This has actually been repainted. I use it for my 501st cosplay, as I do for the Kylo Ren The Force Awakens. This is repainted by my friend Weston Staggs. Shout out to Staggs FX Cosplay. Beautiful, beautiful work. It's just an amazing helmet. Finally, this is not lit up right now, but this is the Hot Toys Infinity Gauntlet 1-to-1. It is the life-size Infinity Gauntlet. I will have lights and USB power battery pack in there soon, but I don't quite have it yet for this tour. However, the Infinity Gauntlet is safe and sound. Beautiful, stunning piece, one of my favorite pieces in my collection. Here's the wide look of the closet. On the upper level, we're still deciding what I want to do there. So I'm going to fit something in there, more props. But yeah, it's a beautiful sort of props display in there. Here's another Cook & Becker art print I should have mentioned. I believe this one is pronounced Pegada. It's a Jin Sakai, essentially, art print. The light is not picking up super well, but I don't know if there's a better angle. There we go. You can see it a little bit, but it's essentially a Ghost of Tsushima art print that I absolutely love from Cook & Becker. That said, here's another prop. This is the Game of Thrones Long Claw Sword, the King in the North edition. So it is a Damascus steel, real Damascus steel, limited edition Jon Snow licensed sword. And it comes with a Stark plaque. It is made by a company called Valerian Steel, actually. So very much legit. So yeah, I love this sword. I've had it for quite a while. And yeah, limited edition. I think they made, I don't know, like maybe 1,000 or less. But it was an edition size. Yeah, it's pretty dope. So absolutely love it. Life-size, real metal Damascus steel. So you got to maintain it, but yeah, it's pretty great. These are actually Kotobukiya statues. I believe they're 1/8 scale. We got Aaron, of course. We got Levi. We got Mikasa. So if you're an Attack on Titan fan, then for sure check out the Kotobukiya statues. They're really, really great, and they look phenomenal. So this is actually a PlayStation Store The Last of Us stop sign. So I got this, pre-ordered this way back, a licensed stop sign. I've been looking for this for forever. My dad actually drilled holes and put screws, which they had screw holes in the stop sign anyway, but this is actually the bathroom. So it's on the bathroom door, so people who try to go to the bathroom door are probably gonna be like, wait, what the world? So yeah, that's why I did that, and I just thought it would look cool. So yeah, anyway, that's pretty cool. So this is the Sideshow Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon 3. You can see here the base is pretty amazing. I'm a huge How to Train Your Dragon fan. I think How to Train Your Dragon 2 is my favorite animated film of all time. So the original Toothless got super crazy in price. I just couldn't pick it up. It was too crazy. So I waited and waited, and finally they remade him, and How to Train Your Dragon 3 Toothless, amazing statue. This is actually the Jack Skellington. I'm a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan. Jack Skellington, this one is only available at Disney parks, so you can go to Disney's parks. I'm not sure the manufacturer, I guess it's just Disney, but Disney created it. It was beautiful. I think it was like $180 in person. It's just a stunning statue, and it actually glows in the dark inside there. It's just a really, really cool, I think it's non-scaled, but it's a really, really cool, really dope statue. So this is actually going to be the autograph wall. So what you can see here is a 16x20 autograph from Tom Hiddleston, verified with verification by SWOW, Star Wars Autograph Universe, who I highly recommend. They're great, very reputable. I got this framed again at Keepsake Framing. You can see here, this is Loki from Avengers 1 with a beautiful gold signature. Absolutely love this. It's got a beautiful gold mat with a blue mat to sort of replicate the colors in the photo. Absolutely love that. Can't wait to add more autographs to this wall. So you can see here, here's the wide angle. There's gonna be more, probably 2 more autographs in this area. This is my baby right here. This is maybe the most important thing to me in my entire collection. This is the Last of Us 314 CE Taylor replica guitar. You can see here the moth fret inlay. This is from the game and from Ellie's tattoo. So this is a replica, licensed replica by Taylor, who make amazing acoustic guitars, the best acoustic guitars in the world, in my opinion. And this is the Last of Us one that I somehow got lucky enough to pick up. I bought an acrylic display case for guitars. My dad helped me sort of throw that on there and put the lighting in there. So stunning guitar. that I absolutely love. Eventually there will be 11x17 autographs of Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker, Joel and Ellie above the guitar that go with it. That said, this is the Ellie backpack from The Last of Us Part 2 Ellie edition. I had this actually weathered and customized by my friend Weston Staggs, who I mentioned earlier, who weathered it, added blood and dirt and grime, and I got some arrows that I added in there. And this is actually Ellie's bracelet that comes with the Part 2 edition as well, the Ellie edition. And it's just phenomenal. Yeah, it's really, really great that comes with it. And yeah, the arrows are added into the backpack. So this is actually my streaming setup. So dehumidifier, never leave without it. That's got an important part of your collection room. It actually removes the humidity from your room, so that's really important. Shout out to Carlos for helping me get that. This is the Rodecaster Pro, sorry. So if you're looking to get into streaming, highly recommend this one. A little pricey though, about $600. This is the camera that I use, the Canon R6 Mark II, and the 24-70 2.8 RF lens. I use a Shure SM7B microphone, a Mac computer, and of course this is a Last of Us RGB, what's it called, mouse pad that I don't even use, just kind of for show at this point. But I love how it looks, and of course it's Last of Us, so I'm a sucker for anything Last of Us. Okay, there's my light, just an aperture light. So this is actually a Loki Scepter. Originally it was made by Lager Toys. Lager Toys was a company, I believe in China, that was making Loki Scepters. I'm not sure if this is licensed or not. I'd be willing to wager it's probably not. But a lot of companies make this exact scepter nowadays. Everyone has replicated it since. And you can see it lights up there in the middle, and it's full metal. So yeah, it's actually full metal. It's pretty heavy, and the base does light up, but it's wired and it's not really gonna run on the shelf there. This is a custom Tesseract that I bought. I believe it was on the seller from Etsy, so it has light up in the middle. And yeah, it looks really, really great. It's a custom Tesseract that goes with the Loki Scepter. That said, guys, that's most of the collection room. However, there is one more thing I want to show you, but before I do that, let me give you one more wide shot of everything. There's the statue case. You can see the 6-scale figures in the cases right there. You can see the art print wall right there, and of course the art print right there. There is our life-size props section with the Kylo Ren helmets, Darth Vader Infinity Gauntlet, Jon Snow's sword, and of course the Last of Us stop sign. We got statues up here, sort of miscellaneous. We got Attack on Titan, How to Train Your Dragon, and Jack Skellington. Loki autograph with autographs more soon to come. Of course, our Last of Us display with our Taylor licensed guitar, replica guitar, and our Ellie backpack. And of course, our Loki Scepter from Lager Toys and our custom Tesseract. And of course, our workstation. I forgot to mention my Attack on Titan chair from Secret Lab. This is the XL Evo version. Of course, I'm a huge Attack on Titan fan. Shout out to my coworker Lindsay for getting me into Attack on Titan. But absolutely love this. Secret Lab is amazing. So cannot say enough good things. Guys, there's one more thing I want to show you here. So let me pull that out real quick. Give me one sec. All right, guys, so the last thing I want to show you, this is my autograph collection. I showed you the Loki autograph already, but I also have a book of autographs that I want to show you. So this is actually Adam Driver, Kylo Ren. It's verified by Beckett, I believe. I actually got this a while back. I love this photo. I love Adam Driver. Like I said, I love Kylo Ren. This is an 11x14 book. So all these photos in here are 11x14. Autographs are a dangerous rabbit hole, but I absolutely love them. This is Giancarlo Esposito, of course, from Mandalorian and Breaking Bad. Of course, this is Mandalorian here, Moff Gideon. And this was verified by Topps Authentics, now known as SWOW. So absolutely love that one. This is Katie Sackhoff, the amazing Bo-Katan Kryze from Mandalorian. This is a SWOW verified photo. You can see here we got Rosario Dawson from The Mandalorian, now has her own show. This is a SWOW photo as well. Again, highly recommend SWOW. You can see the Rosario Dawson XOXO is there as well. So this is Homelander, Mr. Anthony Starr from The Boys. Absolutely love Homelander, so I had to pick this one up from SWOW as well. And then finally, last but not least, we have Joel, Mr. Troy Baker from The Last of Us Part 1. Absolutely love this photo. Can't wait to get the rest of my Last of Us autographs. Guys, this thing is incredible. This is probably my favorite autograph photo, this and Kylo Ren and Loki. Those are the three. And yeah, that's my autograph book. Of course, I'll have more autographs to come. I got a lot more from Last of Us coming soon. That said, guys, thank you so much for joining me in my collection tour. This is the new collection. Again, I will make a video about ModuSpace and my, my game plan with everything moving with my collection moving forward. And I'll do more of these collection tour updates. I was just waiting. Thank you guys for being patient. I moved a couple times back about a year ago. I had to wait about a year for the Modu cases to arrive. So yeah, I'm excited to have my collection room finally how I dreamed of it.